Have you ever wondered, in your dog's eyes, are you truly their most special person? Could it be that some actions, which seem ordinary, are actually signals of absolute love, meant just for you? What if today you found out that dogs only do this with the ones they truly love the most? How would you feel? The good news is, if you're watching this video, there's a very good chance you're already on your dog's list of the most special people in the world. And today, I'll join you in discovering 5 small, seemingly insignificant behaviors that actually carry a love so unconditional, and even a loyalty that surpasses human bounds. Watch until the end, because the 5th behavior, often the most misunderstood, is actually your dog's unique way of saying, "I love you, Mom." There's a moment that every dog owner remembers forever. It's that instant you open the door and your little dog rushes toward you like you've just returned from a long, distant journey. It doesn't care what you're wearing or whether you're tired. All it sees is one thing: its entire world has just walked through the door. The way it jumps up, wags its tail wildly, runs in circles, whimpers, licks your hands, and even brings its toy over to show off. It's more than just simple excitement. According to pet behavior experts, that overwhelming burst of energy is how dogs reset their emotions. It's their way of confirming, "You're still alive, you're still mine, and we still belong to each other." And not everyone gets greeted like that. Only the most special person in its life gets that privilege. A customer once told me, "There was one time I went on a 3-day business trip. When I got home, it whimpered like it was crying, jumped all over me, then collapsed at my feet like, 'Oh, thank God, Mom's back.' I just stood there crying with it." And you know what? If there's ever a day your dog doesn't run to greet you, pay attention. It might be that your mood was off that day, and it felt it. Here's a small tip. If you want to make that reunion moment even more special, try kneeling down to its eye level. Open your arms, and call its name in the warmest tone you can. You'll witness something magical. It will run to you like the rest of the world has disappeared. Your dog doesn't need you to be perfect. It just needs to know you came back, and that's enough. But hold on, being greeted with emotion is one thing. If you ever notice your dog quietly sitting by the window every evening, that's something even more heart-stirring. And that's the moment that will make your heart skip a beat. I'll share it with you in the next part. Have you ever noticed? There's a quiet gaze following you from the window every time you leave the house? No calling, no training, no promises needed. Your little dog just naturally sits and waits for your return, as if it were the most obvious truth in its heart. To many, that might seem like a simple action, but in reality, it's a deeply profound expression of love and connection. Dogs are pack animals, and when you're not home, they feel that absence intensely. Sitting by the door or lying next to your shoes is their way of holding on to the invisible bond between two hearts. I once met a golden retriever who would walk to the gate at exactly 5 p.m. every day, because that's when its owner usually came home. Even on days when the owner was late, the dog never gave up. It would just lie there, eyes fixed on the end of the road. I never trained it to do that. It just knew and waited, like it was its mission. The owner said, eyes welling up, "If you come home today and see your dog lying on the doormat, don't just step over it. Pause for 10 seconds, bend down, gently touch its head, and say, 'I'm home, thank you for waiting.' You'll see its eyes light up like sunshine after the rain." Waiting is an act without reward, but your dog still does it. Because to them, you are worth it. If you'd like to try something touching, come home at a different time for a day or two, and see if it still waits for you. And if it does, congratulations. You're the center of its world. There are loves that don't need to be loud. Sometimes, just a waiting gaze is enough to reveal an entire heart. But you know what? Love doesn't only reside in those gentle glances. Sometimes, it shows most clearly in moments of danger, when your dog feels you need protection. And that will surprise you with just how deeply loyal a dog's heart can be, in the next part. There's a kind of love that needs no words, no grand gestures. It shows itself in the way a dog steps in front of you when a stranger walks into your home. In the low, quiet growl when someone unfamiliar gets too close at the park. And in the alert, watchful eyes as it lies at your feet while you sleep, like a silent guardian. Dogs have a powerful instinct to protect. But that instinct only becomes bold, sometimes even reckless, for those they see as their true pack. Someone once told me about a break-in in the middle of the night. The owner was fast asleep when his dog, normally gentle as a lamb, suddenly jumped up, barked fiercely, and bolted toward the window. Just seconds later, they realized someone was trying to force open the back door. If it weren't for him, I don't know what could have happened. And after that night, I looked at him differently, like a brother who saved my life. Don't dismiss those soft growls when your dog sees you talking to a stranger, or the way it quietly moves to stand between you and someone else. Like an invisible shield. If you want to help your dog feel like it's fulfilled its duty, try this little gesture. The next time it reacts protectively, instead of scolding it with, "Be quiet," gently pat its head and whisper, "Good job. I'm okay now. You did great." You'll see it lower its head and sigh, like it just completed its life's mission. True love isn't roses or gifts, it's presence, even in the face of danger. And then, once the danger has passed, once both you and your dog are safe again, there comes a quieter, deeper moment. The one where it rests its head on your chest and lets out a soft, peaceful sigh. And that's the magical feeling we'll explore together in the next part. There's a kind of happiness that's incredibly peaceful. It's not loud, not explosive, it's just a dog gently curling up next to you, breathing steadily, and drifting off to sleep. The way it rests its head on your foot, or burrows under the blanket to find a tiny space right next to your chest. It says more than any words of love ever could. In a dog's world, cuddling is a sign of absolute trust. They only sleep pressed up against someone they feel completely safe with, someone they trust enough to let their guard down. Dogs don't fake emotions, so if your dog chooses to lie next to you, it means you are its calmest, safest place. A friend once told me he had lost his job, was mentally drained, and just wanted to lie in bed all day. His usually energetic little dog quietly jumped onto the bed that day, snuggled up against his back, and didn't move. It didn't need to say anything. It just stayed with me. And you know what? In that moment, I truly felt I wasn't alone. If one day your dog snuggles up beside you, don't brush it away saying, "It's too hot." Take a few minutes, gently rub its back, and feel its steady breathing. You'll notice something strange, but beautiful. It's actually you who's being healed. Here's a small tip. If you want to strengthen your bond through cuddling, try doing it when your dog is relaxed, like after a walk. Sit down at its level, open your arms slightly, and say, "Come here, cuddle time." Over time, it'll naturally seek you out whenever it needs comfort. Sometimes, all two souls need is a place to lean into, without saying a word. But then, after lying beside you, soaking in your warmth and peace, there comes a moment that makes many people laugh, but it's also the sweetest soul kiss a dog gives to the one they love most. And that final gesture, both silly and touching, is something you won't want to miss in the next part. Have you ever blurted out, "Ew, my face is all wet," when your dog jumps up and licks you nonstop? It might seem a bit much, but in reality, you've just received the most heartfelt kiss in the entire dog world. Licking isn't just a natural instinct, it's a powerful way dogs express affection.